The sandalwood scent clung to the air, a phantom echo of Silas Blackwood's final moments. Jedediah Stone knelt beside the livery stable's dirt floor, the scent battling with the acrid smell of gunpowder. Blackwood's body lay sprawling near a stalled wagon, a single bullet hole cinctured in his chest. It wasn't Jed's shot. He's been wrestling with gang member Coyote at the time of the killing. The man in the hat. That's all Jed had seen, a flash of dark felt and his swift, silent movement. He's been done before Coyote even managed to scream. Found something, a voice trolled. It was Deputy Clem, a boy barely old enough to shave, but already hardened by the territory. He held out a small, silver calling card engraved with a stylized rattlesnake coiled around a single, crimson ruby. Jed recognized the crest. Thorne Mercantile. He felt a cold knot tighten in his stomach. Elias Thorne, the town's wealthiest and seemingly most respectable citizen, had been almost too eager to assist in the investigation, almost too willing to point fingers at Blackwood, too quick to offer condolences to Ilara, who was recovering slowly at Doc Hemlock's, a shattered arm encased in a rough cast. Thorne sent his condolences. Marshal, Clem added, oblivious to Jed's growing unease. Said he's been expecting Blackwood's comeuppance for a long time. Jed rose, his bones aching with the fatigue of a week spent chasing shadows. "Fetch me Thorne," he said, his voice low and steady. "Tell him I need a word. And Clem, keep an eye on that card. Don't let anyone touch it." The ride to Thorne's estate was a stark contrast to the chaos of redemption. Rolling hills, lush grass, and a sprawling ranch house, a picture of prosperity far removed from the dust and desperation of Copper Canyon. Thorne greeted Jed on the veranda, a practiced smile plastered on his face. He was a large man, withered but undeniably refined, his clothes immaculate despite the rough terrain. "Marshal Stone, what a pleasant surprise," Thorne said, his voice smooth as aged whiskey. "I trust you're making progress on the matter of Silas's unfortunate demise." "I am," Jed replied, his gaze unwavering. "I'm curious, Mr. Thorne. You seem remarkably unperturbed by the death of a man who's been a thorn in your side for years." Thorne chuckled, the sound that lacked genuine amusement. "Silas was a blight on this territory, Marshal. His actions brought nothing but misery and violence. His end, while regrettable, is perhaps a blessing for us all." "You were quite eager to help with the investigation," Jed observed, "almost as if you knew something you weren't telling me." Thorne's smile tightened. "I merely wish to see justice served, Marshal. I am a law-abiding citizen." "And yet," Jed continued, drawing closer, and told you were the last person to see Silas alive." Thorne's face remained impassive, but Jed detected a flicker of something, fear, in his eyes. "I spoke with him briefly this morning. He was agitated, rambling about some debt he owed." "A debt?" Jed raised an eyebrow. "To whom?" Thorne hesitated. "To a business associate, a man I don't wish to name." Jed decided to play his hand. "I found this at the scene, Mr. Thorne." He displayed the calling card. "Recognize it?" Thorne's composure finally cracked. A muscle twitched in his jaw. He didn't speak, but the silence was more damning than any denial. "It seemed you and Silas had a rather close relationship, Mr. Thorne." Jed paused, letting the implication hang in the air. "A brotherly relationship, perhaps." The colour drained from Thorne's face. He stared at Jed, his eyes filled with a mixture of anger and despair. He whispered, his voice barely audible. "The scent of sandalwood," Jed said quietly, recalling the subtle fragrance that had clung to the calling card. "It's a scent you favoured, Mr. Thorne." "Silas favoured it too. The shared indulgence, I presume, a reminder of your shared past." Thorne sank onto a nearby chair, defeated. "It was supposed to be simple," he murmured. "He died greedy. He started demanding more than his share. He threatened to expose things that would have ruined us both." "Expose what?" Jed pressed. "Our father's yearlings," Thorne choked out. "He was a speculator, a man who made his fortune on the misfortunes of others. He left us with a legacy of debt and shame. Silas was going to sell everything, our reputation, our fortune, everything." "So you silenced him," Jed stated, his voice flat. "I hired a man," Thorne admitted, his voice cracking with emotion. "A quiet professional. I paid him a fortune to take care of the problem." Jed summoned Clem, who appeared with 2 other deputies. "Elias Thorne," Jed announced, his voice ringing across the veranda, "you are under arrest for the murder of Silas Blackwood." As Thorne was led away, his face buried in his hands, Jed noticed something glinting in the flower bed near the veranda steps. A single, crimson ruby, identical to the one on the calling card. He picked it up, turning it over in his fingers. The case was closed, but Jed felt a nagging sense of unease. Elias Thorne may have been the shooter, but he was a puppet. Someone else was pulling the strings. The legacy of their father, the shared past, the debt, it all pointed to something bigger, something more sinister. The scent of sandalwood lingered in the air, a silent promise of more secrets to be uncovered. And Jedediah Stone knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that his investigation was far from over. He looked toward the garden, a sense of foreboding settling on him. He was certain that the roots of this conspiracy ran deeper than he could currently imagine.